I gotta leave soon because I gotta get to my nephew's birthday party. What I want to talk about today, 5 essential items for running in winter. It's currently about 3 degrees here. As you may have noticed, it is much darker in the winter, especially in Northern Ireland. We are blessed with, in the summer, our daylight starts at about 4 AM and goes on to like 11, sometimes like half 11 at night. In the summer, we don't get proper day, or in the winter, we don't get proper daylight until about 10 AM and then it disappears around half 3. So if you're going to be running, you're running in the dark, which means, especially if you're on the roads, you have to be seen. Something to make you visible so you don't get run over by cars. And the most interesting product I've come across, I'm sorry for the sniffing, I'm still a little bit sick. These are Cara Bright High Vis reflective socks. This video has been sponsored by Cara Bright socks. So they sent me these socks. I tested them for about a week beforehand to make sure I was happy that they were actually good quality socks before I would recommend them. So yes, they are sponsoring this video, but I have fully tested these and really like them. They're really, really good. There'll be a link down below where you can go and get your own pair. Look at that little grid pattern on here, which this stuff is phenomenally reflective. I mean, if you look at it just a normal light, it looks like it's a dull or a dark gray. But these socks from a distance in car headlights like light up, so your legs are like these glowing balls of fire. Not exactly like that, but they do light your ankles up pretty quickly. I did a test with these to demonstrate them, which includes some really good sock testing moves. So here's that test. Okay, so excuse my terrible sock testing moves, but I think you can see just how much these make your ankles incredibly visible. And I'm giving a pair of these away. And I'll probably decide the winner sometime in the new year. But if you want to win a pair of these socks, go and put a comment in the comments and just let me know what sort of running you do and why these will be useful for you. Don't just put some generic comment. I want you to actually make a little bit of effort. Earn this. Earn it. That's obviously great for your ankles. What about your top half? Well, the simplest way to make your top half visible is to get a set of these. A little bit. This is probably the simplest method that doesn't require you to buy like any extra bulky clothing. It's like almost like reflective seat or high vis seatbelt material with like a reflective strip. There's like a few brands of these you can get. I'll put a link into this one, but this is just a really quick way. Chuck it on and you're done. And there's a pouch. Is there a pouch? I think there's a pouch. I think there might be a pocket in the back of these. Yeah, but the point is they make it reflective. What's next? Next is one of my most favorite running accessories, which is a buff. A buff is the most versatile running accessory you will ever buy. It's basically a stretchy tube of fabric which can be used as, stick it on over your head, it can be used as a scarf or just to keep your neck warm. You can combine it with a hat to do this kind of combo. It'll keep your hat on, or if you want you can put it up in this way as well. I would do this in really cold weather. One of the great things about this is really thin so you can breathe through it, but it warms the air so you don't, so your lungs aren't getting that burny cold feeling in really cold weather. It also can be used as a hat. Twist it and then you flip it. Oh, I've done this inside out. I'll figure it out. You flip it over on itself. It gives you like a fabric-y dome, and then you reach in, grab the inside, and then you can pull it over your head like a hat. If it's not on your head, what you do is do this, twist it like 2-3 times, and you just stick it on your wrist and away you go. Oh yeah, you can also use it as a bandana in the summer. So one extra advantage is you can fold it up like this. You can use it as a little bag for storing your foraged seeds and nuts during foraging season. So yeah, a buff. I love these. Okay, number 3, I have very cold hands and feet. Nothing will make you hate a run faster than your extremities being cold. So gloves, 2 different types that I'm going to show you. The first is just this really, really ultra thin type. They're basically just a really, really thin layer of material that covers your hands. They cut out a little bit of the wind, and they keep you surprisingly warm, and they've got these little like touch tips on them as well. So that's one type. These are probably good for most of the winter and probably good for most runners. But if you're going to get into really cold weather, so probably like below -5, or maybe you're doing hill running or mountain running, you might want something a little bit warmer, and that's where I found these have come in handy. I'll show you these. These are great. These are mitts. So they've got this like windproof cover over the top, so if it gets really, really cold, it cuts out the wind. Now, these look like a nuisance to actually do anything with, but watch this. Whoop. The mittens come off, or the mitt bit comes off, and you end up with a normal pair of gloves with touchscreen controls. And these I got from Decathlon. They're like, I can't remember how much they were, but again, they're not that particularly expensive. These have been great. I sometimes actually run with 2 pairs of gloves. I'll wear my thinner pair out, and I'll carry these in my backpack if I'm on trails, because what sometimes happens is the weather gets really bad and it rains, and these get wet, your hands end up freezing. So at that point I can swap to these, and I can flip the mitt over, and then I'm able to just keep going in the really bad weather. So, gloves. Number 4 then, again, I've got 2 of these, and I'm already wearing one, and that is some kind of jacket. I sometimes see people out running wearing a fleece in cold weather, and I don't know about you, but that doesn't work for me. If I wear something like a fleece, I sweat. It's far, far too much. So what I tend to favor is, most of the time I'll just add this. This is like an really, really, really thin, lightweight jacket that just basically cuts out the wind. That's it. It's not waterproof. It just cuts out the wind, and you would not believe the difference that just putting this on would make. I've been out running below 0, and I'm just wearing this and a t-shirt, and depending on the level of the wind, I'm warm enough. Sometimes I get too warm if I've got other layers on as well. You can get loads of different brands of these. I'll link something for everything below. It does fold down. Like, this is actually lighter than a t-shirt. Coat like this that just cuts the wind is brilliant. Now, what do you do if you're going to be going out in wet weather? This doesn't work. I've been out on a few runs with this, and it's been really cold. It's rained. Always check the forecast. It's rained. This has got soaked, and I've just started to chill. And at that point, if you're out somewhere far away and you're on your own, it's dangerous. That's where this comes in. Now, this is a high quality jacket. This is a lot more expensive. This is a Salomon Bonatti jacket. It's windproof and it's waterproof, and they say it's breathable as well, and it packs down, as you can see, it packs down pretty small. I really like this jacket. So if you want to do mountain races, you have to have a jacket like this that's waterproof. They won't let you race otherwise. And it's got a hood, which has a really handy peak on here. So if you want to get a bit more serious, you got a bit of cash to spend. Last thing then, this is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. 5th thing then, if you're going to go out running on pavements, this counts for road runners and probably trail runners as well. If you're going to run anywhere where it's snowed and it's melted and it's frozen and it's slippy underfoot, you probably want to get a pair of these. These are Yaktrax, which are, I'll separate one out, which are basically elasticated grips that you stretch over your shoes. Put them on over your feet, like that. And instant grip on sort of most flat snow and ice. If you're going to go onto like really crazy thick deep snow and stuff, these probably won't cut it. They'll still give you a lot more grip than the shoes on their own, but if you're going to be running hard packed snow and ice, get yourself a pair of Yaktrax, or there are other brands available, but these are generally sort of said to be the best ones. One thing to watch out for these is, don't run with them when it isn't snowy and icy, because if you run with these just on concrete or rocks, these coils will wear down and break pretty quickly. And I actually have one bonus item, which is this. I'm not going to open this right up, but this is basically a foil survival bivvy. It's that size, And if you open it up, I'm not going to open it up because you can never get these folded back down again, and I think that's a bit of a waste for an emergency item. But if you can see there, in an emergency, this opens up the size of a sleeping bag, and you can crawl into it, and it'll, you know, reflect back a good bit of your warmth. If I'm doing trail running and I'm going off normal trails, I almost always bring one of these with me and a first aid kit, because it's just not worth the risk if you're out on your own. And they're pretty inexpensive as well. Alright, that's me. I see here it says 17 minutes. I will hopefully get this video cut down from that. I thought I was going to do this in 5 minutes. Obviously not. Yeah, this will be my last video before Christmas. So until the next video, I wish you a very happy Christmas. I will not say a very new year and a happy new year yet, because I think I'm going to do a highlights video that'll come out before the new year. So have a good one.